Good afternoon. Today I will be explaining the consequences that racism has brought this year. We can all agree that this year has not been one of the greatest years, especially because we have seen a lot more racist comments. And just to give it a start, I would like to talk about how an article called Hands Up, Don't Shoot, a reflection of present day racism and a strive to change by Murata Justin, published in 2015. It talks about how our police brutality is just getting greater. So, one of the examples that the article brings up is the murder of Michael Brown. Michael Brown was an unarmed black teenager who was shot and killed by Darren Wilson on August 9th. So what happened with Darren Wilson was that he was sent to trial, and the jury decided to not find him guilty for the murder of this black teenager. The public responded obviously in disbelief and shock, and they were very angry that they did not find him guilty. And the question that everybody was asking was, why aren't these white cops not being found guilty? Because it's like the evidence was always there. So many of these people decided to create protests and marches to bring awareness of the death of Michael Brown, but in reality it just created more police brutality towards those people who were marching. Now on to my second point, I would like to talk about, in a way, COVID-19. This article called There Is No Stopping COVID-19 Without Stopping Racism by Karen B. and Katz Ingrid, published on June 9, 2020. It just brings up how these nurses who are like helping us to like stay home, stay in quarantine, that they're in a way using the publicity that they have gained because of the virus that's now going on. They have used their platform to encourage protests and marches, and they're being attacked on social media in a way because they're not supposed to be encouraging people gathering up in large groups. But to them, the nurses and doctors, they really don't care of the consequences. They don't really care of the comments that they're receiving. They say that we shouldn't be afraid to express our beliefs, and I really believe in that. So now moving on to the third point, according to Racial Inequality and Some Examples by AK, published on March 2019, it just brings up the idea that racism will always be a problem in our world today, and that no matter how many people gather up and like get close to each other to prevent racism, it will always exist, because the way that they describe it is racism without race, meaning that you just hate someone because of something they did, not having to do anything with race. So they rank this as one of our highest problems, and it's just sad to realize that perhaps, yes, this will never end. And I know there's many ignorant people out there. In this case, I will be talking about Hispanics or Latinos, who it's a very controversial topic because many Latinos are being hated on or attacked on because they're supporting Trump. But in reality, this is just them being ignorant towards their fellow Latino friends or families. In this article called Hispanics for Trump, Denial of Racism and Hispanic Support for Trump by Alamillo Rudy, published the fall of 2019, it just brings up the idea that the Latinos mimic whites. So the reason why they are mimicking whites is because they want to gain a sort of protection from them, and they don't want to get discriminated by them. So even if it means supporting Trump, being racist to like their Latino friends or blacks or Chinese, they're proving to whites that, oh yes, we're like you, so you don't have to to be mean to us, or you don't have to discriminate us because of our skin color if we're acting just like you. So it's just very sad to see how ignorant and how messed up people get in the head. But yes, let's not make racism seem something normal, especially now. I just feel like everything is just getting worse every single day. And yeah, let's not let police brutality get to us. We demand justice. And let's just have a voice for the ones who are afraid to express what they, or I know a lot of people who are scared to say that they're being attacked on because of their skin color and so. If you're not afraid, you can go ahead and stand up to those. Doesn't matter the consequences. I just feel like if it's for a good cause, it shouldn't really matter. But yes, let's have a voice for the ones who are afraid. Thank you. These are my notes. And then my sister was my audience.